Starbucks replaces their CEO, Laxman Narasimhan, with Chipotle CEO, Brian Niccol. Basically, when Laxman took over about 12 months prior, so he only lasted 12 months in the job, which is not uncommon for CEOs who have a short tenure, the stock market tumbled 25% since the moment he took over until the moment he was let go.
The stock market or the share price?
The share price. That was that. Yeah. So the share price of Starbucks specifically. On the flip side, Brian Niccol, the ex-CEO of Chipotle, took Chipotle in 2018 and took the share value of Chipotle from $5 to $50 where it currently trades. He introduced some technology in there. He had introduced some special menu offerings and just made a cult brand out of it. As soon as the announcement was made, Starbucks stock went up 10%, and that's a 96.2 billion roughly is their market cap. So just by making the announcement of a new CEO, their stock price went up by 10%, with Chipotle's going down by 7%. So basically, this guy has had a 17% difference. And if we're talking the valuations of 96 billion for Starbucks and 70 billion for Chipotle, just this one announcement was like a 10 to 20 billion dollar movement. So you could argue these guys are 10 to 20 billion dollar player, which is insane. I've been trying to dig up why they fired Laxman. The only things I could find is that basically they weren't happy, obviously, with the share price decrease. And then the other things, PBD reckons he's a big advocate of work-life balance, and he won't work past 6 p.m., which is a little bit controversial. But I want to get your thoughts on the entire story. What do you think about that?
Look, the thing I don't like about the share prices and these type of indicators, and this is what you see in the big world of business, like big business, the listed entities, and we don't necessarily deal with it in small business. And it's the fundamentals are more interesting to me than the share price. Benji Marshall is the coach of the West Tigers, and after his press, they lost yesterday. They've won the wooden spoon. Parramatta got out of it. At the end of the game, he had a post-match interview, and they asked him about does he think he's the best person to run the place, and what's his future look like? West Tigers came last, and he said, "I am not coaching the team in a way to keep my job. I'm coaching the team in a way in which they're going to perform better and they're going to improve year on year on year on year." Sometimes what you have in the world of listed entities and media and all that is you might have CEOs going in there trying to preserve their jobs and doing things and making moves to affect share prices, but they don't truly reflect the market fundamentals and the accounting fundamentals of how the business is performing. By just merely signing a CEO or getting rid of it, you're going to have that sort of a fluctuation. It just speaks to how much inflation there is in these prices and speculation. I don't like it. I like working with small business owners where I can sit down and say, this is revenue, this is expenses, this is how much profit you're going to make. It's real accounting fundamentals, and it takes all the speculation out of it, and it allows you to make decisions that work in favor of the business, where you're not sitting there thinking, how's this going to be perceived from a marketing perspective, from a share perspective, from a media perspective. I don't like it. And that's why I don't pay much attention to what's happening in the stock market with these big companies.
You sound like Elon, where Elon went on live and with Tesla stock at all-time highs, he's out there saying, I don't believe the share price is worth this much. This share price is too high. Imagine that. So he's a true believer in the fundamentals of the business should be determining the value.
We've got clients invested in smaller listed entities and that, and they're ridiculously low share prices compared to the actual revenue profit these it defies almost market economic fundamentals and accounting fundamentals, and there's so much big money in BlackRock and Blackstone and all these organizations that, there's pumping and dumping going on and money moving, and there's politics, and this guy likes this guy, so we're gonna short this stock. You see it with GameStop. Yeah. I'm not in that speculation game. Doesn't attract me. I like looking at a business for what's on its balance sheet. Has it got a strong balance sheet? Has it got good revenue? Has it got a good gross profit margin? Is it making net profit? Is it sustainable? If we can price businesses on objective measures. All right, that gives me so much more I get so much more joy out of that. I don't enjoy sitting there watching and speculating on the stock market.
Tufik, any thoughts around that story?
I'm very much with John. Yeah. The part that bothers me is, why did the Chipotle share price go down? Because he left.
Yeah.
Is that what a business is? Is a business the sum of all its parts, or is it based on the bloke who's sitting in the corner? And I'll judge a CEO and a business owner on how he leaves the business. Is it better off, right, that he was in there, and when he left, did the business was able to stand on its own feet? Yeah. So many times I hear a business being sold where he goes to the new owner and it falls apart. Very often I'd say, I'm going to judge the old owner. He didn't put the systems and policies and give the business its vision. So when the new owners walked in, it fell apart because he was the glue that held it together. 100%. No, I don't like that.
100%.
So that part mildly bothered me that Chipotle went down 7%. No, if Chipotle continues to go down, I will judge him.
Yeah,
right. To say that he left the thing worse off.
Yeah, very interesting take. So you don't blame the new ownership, you blame the ex-ownership for not putting the fundamentals in place to have that succession plan. That's a very interesting take. What I got out of this was that I have determined over the last 10 to 11 years of seeing small business owners every single day is that so much of business does rely on the operator's ability to invest in themselves and become a better operator over time. And the business's success or failure is, in my opinion, often linked to that core operator or that core bunch of operators leading the business into the future. So whilst we can, have a look at speculation and things, the mere fact that this guy was able to take Chipotle from such a low valuation to there can't be enough market trends and political trends and the fact is
there's going to be tangible results there.
There are tangible results there, and so it's just brought it back home. If I was to take it to small business world, it's like how much are you investing into yourself as the operator of the business, and how have you been able to develop your business over time? And where has your business gone in that same sort of time frame?
There's something to be said as well for the sentiment about work.
Yeah.
And how I believe the guy who negatively impacted the share price has like a work-life balance approach.
Yeah.
The market doesn't care about your DEI, ESG rubbish work-life balance. It cares about results. Yeah. So if you're actually someone that inspires hard work, you're going to get generally better results, and the market's going to reward you for that. Doesn't matter how kind you are to minorities or disadvantaged people. If it doesn't produce profit and cents, then it's not going to, you're not going to get better results, and the market doesn't care how nice you are at the end of the day.